Good evening, everybody. You're watching Widener Pride AAU Ice Hockey presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting live here on YouTube. My name is Carla Pascal, usually joined along by my wonderful co-host Trey Wright, doing a bit of double duty for us here this evening, doing some PA for us over on the other side of the ice for a little bit, but they will join us in the first period as we kick off a big weekend for us here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Our first big weekend of 4 games where we've got 2 overlapping games on 2 separate days. So thank you very much for joining us here this evening here for the game for the Widener Pride. If you didn't see our first game earlier, which is actually still going on, a bit of a late simulcast going on here this evening for us here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Rutgers versus Ramapo over on our YouTube channel. Check out the end of that game. Last time I checked, it was a 2-1 game in favor of Ramapo at Rutgers. But let's get into this one here tonight. Widener versus Susquehanna University, the Riverhawks. Looking at the starters here tonight, we'll start with Susquehanna. Liam Dima, Andrew Pisano, and Jack Donovan, the forwards. Griffin Burns, Dylan LaGreca on the back end, and then Aiden Farrell in goal. Has a 1-8-1 record so far this year, a 7.64 GAA and a 7.94 save percentage. Meanwhile, for Widener, Danny Mackley, Mikey Fontaine, and Gavin Rauch, all your starters for the forward lines. And then on defense, number 47, Connor Ogborn, number 14, David Catrambone on the back end, and then Ryan Sweeney, number 33, in goal. The Pottstown PA need of a 2-3 record, 376 GAA, and an 894 save percentage, as we'll have a ceremonial puck drop here tonight alongside our normal affairs with the starting lineups and the national anthem. The special puck drop made by Phyllis Fraglione with a big donation here to this team, coming to this one here this evening. Phyllis is here to honor her brother Tommy Fraglione, who passed away in a car accident in 1975. Tommy was a senior business major and a member of Widener Ice Hockey. And Phyllis has chosen to honor Tommy's memory by making gifts to support the Widener hockey team and their students. And Widener is very grateful for the support and having this ceremonial puck drop here this evening. As we get kicked off for this one here, we'll have the starting lineups, the national anthem, a ceremonial puck drop, and then the real thing here as we get kicked off between Widener and Susquehanna.
Aston, Pennsylvania, for tonight's AAU matchup between the visiting Susquehanna University Riverhawks and your Widener University Pride. Here are tonight's starting lineups presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, starting with the Riverhawks. At left wing, from Stormville, New York, number 5, Liam Dima. At center, from Malvern, Pennsylvania, number 10, Andrew Pisano. At right wing, from Flemington, New Jersey, number 63, Jack Donovan. At left defense, from Lehighton, Pennsylvania, number 7, Griffin Burns. At right defense, from North Plainfield, New Jersey, number 61, Dylan LaGreca. And in goal for the Riverhawks, from Wilmington Falls, New York, number 30, Aiden Farrell. And now, the starting lineup for your Widener University Pride. At left wing, playing from Bensalem, Pennsylvania, number 95, Danny Mackley. At center, playing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 87, Mikey Fontaine. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you, please rise if you're able to and remove your caps. Please remain standing as we honor America and those who defend it with the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center ice. Tonight, Widener Ice Hockey welcomes Phyllis Frangione to our game. Phyllis is here to honor her brother, Tommy Frangione, who passed away in a car accident in 1975. Tommy was a senior business major and a member of Widener Ice Hockey. And Phyllis has chosen to honor Tommy's memory by making gifts to support Widener's ice hockey program and our students. For your wonderful support. We are glad that we could be such an important part of Tommy's life, and we are proud that you have chosen us to be a part of his legacy and yours. Thank you, Phyllis.
Wonderful first puck drop here from Phyllis as we get kicked off here for this one. Waiting for official puck drop here from the first period. Quickly before we get kicked off, just want to say a big thank you for tuning into this one here this evening. Like I said before, first simulcast game of the year for us here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting, with the Ramapo versus Rutgers game still going on over on the other stream. A 3-1 game right now with about 15 seconds left to go in the third in favor of Ramapo. We'll actually be up at Ramapo tomorrow evening, as well as we'll have another simulcast tomorrow evening. Rutgers has another game tomorrow, and then Ramapo plays tomorrow as well. A home game for Ramapo this time. As we get set for this one here between Widener and Susquehanna. Welcome back to the booth, Trey.
Doing a nice little warming up of the pipes there. Gotta catch my breath as I just ran the 100-yard dash from the PA box to the scores box here. But yeah, definitely going to be a fun one here tonight.
Certainly, for sure. Centers skate in. Fontaine versus Pisano. And we are ready to go. Pitter patter. Let's get at her, and we're off. Pisano wins the draw, able to get it back to his defenseman. Back up to Widener quickly. This one taken by Ogborn. Plays it up ice, dumped in by Mackley. Chasing on it is Fontaine. Fontaine wraps this one around. Looking for options. Behind the goal line was Rauch. Back to Mackley. Bouncing puck goes over Rauch's stick. Now taken by Burns for Susquehanna and moved out of the zone.
Brought back out in neutral territory as that one deflects up into the benches, so we'll have a stoppage 30 seconds into this contest. Susquehanna in orange, Widener in white. Widener coming in tonight with a 4-7 record. Susquehanna looking for their second win of the season, currently 1-8 in the AAU standings. Face-off controlled by Susquehanna. Tracking back for it is Dylan LaGreca. LaGreca back in with the corner. He gets it back once again. Now pickpocketed right in front was Bonsall. And comes back in possession of the Riverhawks. Dima in, lost possession, comes back to Catrambone, who throws a hit in the corner. Catalo now with it. Gets it to Bonsall. Intercepted there in neutral territory. Thrown on net. Sticked aside by Sweeney. That was Tieran Hecht who shot that from mid-range. That one a little bit past David Bonsall. And it's brought into possession of the Riverhawks. Kept in the zone by Zagraki, but Susquehanna back with it. Skating north is Pisano. Pisano puts one, was wanting to go high left side on Sweeney, but he misjudged it. Back the other direction, 2-on-2, Bonsall to Catalo. Catalo couldn't corral the puck, and it's intercepted back by Susquehanna. Pisano with it. Trying to outdeke a couple. He does, and a magnificent save from Ryan Sweeney, his first big test of the evening.
Yeah, that was a fantastic save there from Sweeney. It looks like we got a delayed penalty here on the play as well. And I think this is going to go against Widener, and indeed it will. It's going to be an elbowing call. We'll have to see who it's going to be on here for the Pride.
We'll have to see who is going to the sin bin. It is going to be an elbow. It looks like it's going to be Menta going into the box for a pair of minutes. So an early penalty kill for Widener. That has been one of their specialties this season. And Susquehanna lacking a little bit on the man advantage. But as Ryan Novozinski says, it's pee-pee time for the Riverhawks.
Gotta love Novo if you're a Devils fan. Both of us, myself and Trey, both are. So if you know who we're talking about, you get it. You get it.
Yep, definitely. I feel bad for him after last night's game. But back the other direction, Mackley looking for the odd man, short-handed rush. He has it. Tied up in there by Pisano, and he loses ground. Now hit behind the play, that was Ogborn. That was Fontaine. So an abbreviated 5-on-3 there for the second as Fontaine broke his stick. Still without a stick. Now Susquehanna brings it into their own zone. And Ogborn will send it back into the Susquehanna end of the ice. Back with it. Nearly taken away there by that was Mackley there who nearly took it away from Pisano. Now Wines with it in the low slot, gets tangled up between a couple of Riverhawks, and it's taken by Pisano.
And it looks like we're playing 5-on-5 right now. Widener doing such a good job here on this penalty kill. Have killed off an entire minute. And this is really the first time that it's gone all the way down into the Widener end, and it's going to be an icing here on Susquehanna. And I don't know if you saw before, Trey, on that play, whoever was hit there late behind the play and lost their stick. Bit of a miscommunication there at the Widener bench. Eventually was able to get off. No harm, no foul, as it's still 0-0. Only 2 shots on goal, both from Susquehanna.
Yeah, Aiden Farrell has not been tested yet tonight. Sweeney has passed his first pair of shots. Back behind the play, Susquehanna taking it. It gets it up to LaGreca. LaGreca on the right side, trying to center it in front there for Dima, but it's taken away by Fontaine. Back behind the point, Griffin Burns now with it. Burns trying to get it out of the neutral zone. Dima now skating with it, looking for options. That's one sticked aside there again by Ryan Sweeney. Battling for the puck in the corner, taken away there by LaGreca. LaGreca at the point, back over is Burns. Burns puts one, but it goes wide. Back up at the point, Sebring try to send it back for LaGreca, but the pass too hot to handle, and it goes behind the cage. Brought back out of the zone, a magnificent clear there from Bonsall. Goes back to Farrell. He sets it up for his teammate. LaGreca now with it. Penalty time is up, so a good opening kill for Widener here. Still yet to put a shot on Aiden Farrell.
And that was a great kill there from Widener. Had a ton of shorthanded pressure as well on that penalty kill. Did a really good job to eliminate any chances there for Susquehanna, as this one wrapped around the zone, back over to Fontaine.
Fontaine dances with the vulcanized rubber. Gilbert will send it in, but the puck flips out of the zone, and it will go far enough for an icing with 15:26 to go in the first period. Still No shots on goal for Widener just yet. But I know that they're hungry to put some rubber on Aiden Farrell here. We're taking a look at his stats. He is 1-8-1 on the year with a 7.64 GAA and a 79.4 save percentage. And I know Widener looking to take advantage of the struggling goaltender, unfortunately, who is the only goaltender for the Susquehanna team. So he's had to deal with the brunt of these losses here for the Riverhawks, as that one was put right in front.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I mentioned it in the pregame while you were actually down there, his stats, Trey. And he's been struggling as of late, but like you said, really the only goaltender who's faced anything as Ogborn fires one. That one gets blocked, redirects in on goal, and Widener get their first shot of the game, as rushing in there was the 95 of Mackley and got it towards the net.
Looks like it went off of Kirk Gramboy's stick, or hand rather. Saw the team captain of the Susquehanna squad shaking his hand there a little bit. So have a face-off to the left-hand side of Farrell. At the dot, it's controlled by the Riverhawks. Rim behind Farrell. Susquehanna looking to get their third shot of the game and trying to open up the scoring. Gets back. Kennedy sends it back into neutral ice. A little bit of slight miscommunication there between a couple Riverhawks. That one had a dangerous bounce past Sweeney. Fortunately for him, it went wide.
Yeah, that was a really funky bounce there. Went just a little bit shorter than I think he thought it was going to, as Pisano walks this one in, and it'll be called for an offside.
Yeah, one of his teammates, that was the 13 of Charles Seawright, who was about a half step over the blue line, so we'll have a face-off in neutral ice down to the right side, the right near dot here in the neutral ice. Face-off won by the Riverhawks, taken away there. As a big hit from Cataldo there on Pisano. Kennedy now skates behind his own net, looking to get something to go. Cataldo springs, trying to out-deke a couple of Riverhawks. It gets back over to Gramboy. Gramboy will flip it into neutral ice where Zagraki covers it. Zagraki now with it, looking for options. Decides to send it over to the red line where it comes to a Riverhawk right in front of us. Now Cataldo with the puck. Cataldo has Wines on the left side. Wines tried to wind up a shot but couldn't get it to go. Still a fight for in the low slot, and Pisano finally says enough for this and will clear it out of the zone. Little too far, not going to be on net. And icing is waved off surprisingly as Zagraki starts to head north with it.
Yeah, the referees say that referee said there was a tip on that one from a Widener player. I'm not sure who would have gotten that, as this one walked in. Bonsall with it, lays it off, looking. Fontaine trying to put the shot on. Save made, puck bouncing at the side of the net, and now it's cleared by Susquehanna.
Yeah, that was a crucial blocker save there by Aiden Farrell, his first real test of the game. Icing waved off once again. Catrombone trying to get something going here as we approach the midway point through the first period. Still scoreless here from IceWorks. Right in front of us, Catrombone with it. Taken away there by Flasinski. Right in front, Mackley couldn't get in there just in time to try and get a shot off. Flipped out of the zone there by the Riverhawks and brought back in once again by Catrombone. But back in the other direction. Susquehanna with it. Dima on. Couldn't get it on net. Catrombone in his own zone. Looking for it, trying to get Mackley. Puck won't go far enough for an icing. Mackley collects it behind the cage. He's looking for the backdoor pass of Fontaine, but it was taken away there by a Susquehanna skater. Now Poole on for his first shift of the night. Rimmed along the far wall. Brought out of the zone. A Susquehanna skater loses his stick as Mackley now with it. Mackley, Poole, and Fontaine, the forwards on for the Pride. Mackley dancing with the puck. Loses control and is taken away by Susquehanna, which rimmed out of the zone and back into neutral territory. Big hit right in front of us at the near wall. Puck rims around behind Sweeney where it comes into possession of Poole. Poole loses it where it comes back to Moyer. Now here comes Ogborn with it. Ogborn gets it up to Mackley. Mackley puts one on net right in front, and a save there by the Susquehanna skater. Couldn't tell who that was. I think that was It was Burns who made the save with a loose change right in the blue paint.
Yeah, and Ogborn was right there trying to cash in and get that loose change into the goal, but just couldn't do so. As this one taken up and out by Susquehanna yet again. Widener able to get it back. Bonsall not able to hold on to it as it's played up and out the other way. Pisano looking heat fire as it goes over the bar.
Yeah, Pisano has done a lot of the offensive firework. Is now a one-on-one opportunity back the other way. Bonsall in on net, looking to get it. Can't quite get a shot off. Still in possession, sends it behind the cage. It comes over to Poole or Wines, one of the two. Bonsall now back with it. Puts one on net, goes off the shoulder of Farrell. Now it's Conway. Try to set up Bonsall right in front. As that one right on the line, couldn't quite get it there. And now it's back to Ogborn. Ogborn rims it along the dasher boards. And it's finally cleared by Burns. This time will go on net, so the icing waved off. Sweeney will paddle it over to Catallo. And Widener has to reset here with 10 minutes to go in the first period. Still scoreless between Widener and Susquehanna.
Yeah, halfway through this first frame, still a 0-0 game as that one sticked aside there by Farrell. Puck now pinned behind the net. Catallo able to dig it out. Tries to move that one around to Wines. And a big hit by Bonsall. A nice green-leg check there just below the offensive blue line as this one walked into the zone looking, trying to go back across for Bonsall was there. Gets it back up to the point. Ogborn walking, heat fires. Farrell fights it off, rebound loose. That one goes just through the crease and wide. Bonsall tapped it just through the slot there.
Oh, that was about an inch parallel with the red line and nearly went in. Back up at the point. Ogborn puts one on net. Sticked aside there by Farrell. Wines back over to Bonsall. Bonsall back to the point to Ogborn. They play catch with it as Bonsall gives it to Wines. Wines gives it back to Bonsall. Those two now play hot potato with the puck as Ogborn looking to dance with it right in the mid slot but can't get it. Now Wines puts one on net. That one just caught up in the pillows of Aiden Farrell and will get a stoppage.
The 8th shot of the game now for Widener, really starting to turn up the heat in the shot department and put more pucks onto goal. And they've played pretty well so far. Last couple of minutes have really applied a lot of pressure here onto the Riverhawks. Farrell seeing a lot of action.
And that's 8 consecutive shots there for Widener. As that shot from Fontaine just goes over the bar. Catrombone now with it. Was looking for someone in the mid slot, but nobody was home. Kept it to the point by Zagraki. Zagraki over to Mackley. Mackley lost the handle of the rubber. Comes back into Susquehanna possession. Mackley takes it away, looking to go high, but goes a little higher than he wanted to. Up into the protective netting. We'll have another face-off to the right-hand side of Aiden Farrell.
Yeah, that was a good shot there. Just put too much mustard on it, sent it high and over. I wonder if that got tipped a little bit in front there. Got about 8:40 left to go here in this first period here between Widener and Susquehanna. That one goes in on goal, sticked away by Farrell. Kept in by Zagraki at the blue line.
Still kept in. Zagraki still with the puck, fighting for it. Got a couple of orange jerseys right behind, right around him. Now right in front, Mackley with it, but he couldn't get the shot off. Sends it back to Catrombone at the point. David will sling it around the half wall over to Fontaine. Big hit there from Ogborn. Excuse me, that was Rauch who's throwing the big hit. Zagraki keeps it in at the point. Gets it to Rauch. Rauch looked for Fontaine on the redirect, but it couldn't get in the back of the 4x6.
That was a great redirect in front as a nice hit there.
Catrombone laying the boom as that one sent out of the ice, or sent out of territory. Zagraki comes back to collect, icing waved off. Sweeney getting into the physical action a little bit. Now Zagraki coming with it, trying to make a house call. Zagraki skates back to his own point, redirected in front, and that one just squirts out of the zone. Menta now with it, loses handle of the puck, comes back over where Zagraki will collect it. Zagraki sends it behind Sweeney's cage, gets it over to Gilbert. And that one sent back into Susquehanna territory, where we will have an icing and a face-off to the right-hand side of Ryan Sweeney. 7:06 to go in the first period. Still surprisingly scoreless between these two teams, although Widener has had a couple of really good opportunities, Corollo.
Yeah, they certainly have. They've had a couple of very, very high-quality chances, just haven't got one in the back of the net yet. Farrell's made a couple big saves, and Widener just hasn't had some good puck luck yet where this thing is going to go into the back of the cage as that shot from the point goes wide.
Pisano won the draw to set up that shot from the blue line. With it, Pisano off the blocker of Sweeney, and they'll send that back into the Susquehanna end, where Pisano will go back to collect. Pisano with the team-leading 18 points, 10 goals, and 8 assists for the Malvern, Pennsylvania junior. Wines back to collect. Can't handle the puck. Instead, gives it over to Menta. He's got checked into the boards there by Dima. Back into neutral ice. Ogborn will stick it up for Catalo. Catalo has Menta on the left side, trying to go upstairs, but instead of the goal net, he'll go into the protective netting. He'll have another face-off.
I think Widener just being trying to be a little too perfect on some of their shots. Just put it on goal, shoot far low pad, try and get that rebound in front. Had Menta there was looking in the middle on that opportunity. As off the draw, it's won here by Susquehanna.
LaGreca had it, lost it, gets back to Bonsall for Widener. Bonsall sends it behind the cage, where it's taken away there by LaGreca. Bonsall nearly picked it off again, but it's brought back into the ice, and that was a dangerous situation there as Cotrombone able to corral the puck.
Yeah, that was a dangerous bouncing puck there right in front of Ryan Sweeney.
Cotrombone with it. Puck took a really funky bounce off the boards, but Bonsall back in possession of it, gets it over to Wines. 3-on-3 back the other direction as that one right in front. Catalo stopped there by Farrell. An incredible point-blank save there by the Susquehanna netminder on the top goal scorer on this Widener's team.
Yeah, that is a highlight reel save there from Farrell. A fantastic save, but you got to control that first rebound as well. Wasn't able to hold on to the initial shot, which led up that rebound, but either way, a great save on that one as that shot goes wide from the blue line.
Cotrombone wired that one. It's back over to Ogborn. He'll get it to Catalo, who gets tied up there behind the cage. He now takes down Christian Sebring. Back up over to Wines. Wines rims it around for Bonsall. That one will trickle over to Catalo. Catalo now with it. Gets it back over to Bonsall. That's Wines there in the far corner. Now Bonsall with the vulcanized rubber. Over to Catalo. Catalo tied up there. Elects to hit the panic button and send it back to Wines. Wines over to Bonsall, back at the point. To Cotrombone. Cotrombone back to Bonsall, and that one gets sticked aside there by Farrell.
And that's a great effort there from Bonsall to just get that thing onto the net. That backhanded opportunity didn't really have a lot on it, but was able to do a good job to just even get it towards the net as he has it again.
Catalo now springed with it, but it gets stick checked there by Sebring. Back the other direction, Liam Dima with it. He gets hit hard by Rauch. A massive check there from Gavin Rauch there. Puck back into the high slot. Back in the other direction is Bonsall. Bonsall waiting for reinforcements. Oh, nearly had a Connor McDavid looking deke there as Kennedy will just send that one on net. But that was an incredible effort from Bonsall, about 6 inches away from pulling that off.
That was actually Mackley who did that, not Bonsall. Bonsall had just hopped off the ice. It was Mackley who drove in with that play, and that's a dangerous hit as well that he nearly took there. We saw one earlier in the season here at Widener where a bit of a knee-on-knee collision nearly took out Kennedy, as that could have been a bad collision if it connected even more, but Mackley, good that he sprung right back up to his skates. Widener still with it in the zone.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those leg injuries this season. Harken back to Logan Book from Alvernia in our first broadcast of the season. Mackley, no-look pass, for Rauch. That one goes back into the corner where Fontaine will take it back over to Rauch. He'll stick it along the half wall. Not far enough for Kennedy back at the point. That one is sailed back into Widener territory. And the Pride skaters will outskate the Susquehanna skater. And it'll be an icing with 3:39 to go here in the first period. Still scoreless from IceWorks between the 4-7 Widener and the 1-8 Susquehanna. Fontaine at the dot. He wins it. Back over. Had Pisano right behind him as he gets away from Pisano. Back over to Gilbert. He'll stick it over to Rauch, but unable to control it a little bit as that one will be kept in by Ogborn at the point. Fontaine now with it. 3:21 to go in the opening period. Taken away there by Susquehanna as brought back out in the neutral zone. Ogborn still with it. Trying to dance through a couple of skaters. He does right in front, but the puck flutters just over the bar. A great effort there from Connor Ogborn, but it can't quite finish it. Back in the corner. Ogborn with it again. Gets it over to Rouse. Tried to feed Ogborn back with it, but was blocked there in the low slot. Pisano with the puck. Skating in front of his cage. Trying to take it to the house himself, and he is going to very well try to. That one just goes wide of Sweeney's glove.
Yeah, that was a great play there from Pisano. Had a lot of speed going through the neutral zone, able to drive to the cage there and get that shot off. Just put it wide as Susquehanna has to go back and get it in their own zone. Shots 13-3 in this one so far in favor of the Pride.
Back in their own zone, it's meant to collect, get it to Ogborn, who has had quite a few minutes in this first frame already. 2:10 to go in the first period, still scoreless as Conway tried to get that. Now back in the other direction. Here comes Searoy in on Sweeney, can't quite corral it. Back the other direction, Ogborn with it again. Back there is Conway. Conway sends it behind him to Menta. Menta will just dump and chase with 1:46 to go in the first period. Back the other way. Susquehanna trying to break out as a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Riverhawks. Back the other way. That was the number 13 of Seawright, who just shot that wide of net. Poole will just send that in, and they're going to call that an icing.
He didn't get across the red line all the way. I think he thought he did, but he was just a couple inches short there from center ice. Hence the icing call, just a little bit short.
Close, but no cigar there from Poole to try and dump it so they could get a change. Catallo and Pisano meet at the dot. One there as LaGreca has it. Back over to Susquehanna, looking for the redirect, but couldn't get it on a stick. Back over. Catallo now with it. Tries to duck through a couple of skaters. Catallo still trying to take it away as LaGreca right behind him, hounding on his six. Taken there by Wines. Back at the point to Catrambone. Catrambone trying to get a bounce pass off, but is blocked aside there by Farrell. Wines now with it in the corner. Gets it over to Bonsall. Bonsall trying to go, but it deflects off of LaGreca's stick and out of play.
And 51.8 seconds left to go here in this first period. Shot still 13-3, and before we get into this next face-off, just want to say a pretty decent crowd here tonight here for Widener. I think this might be the biggest one we've seen so far this year, at least at the games we've broadcasted so far this season, this being our third here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Appreciate you tuning into this one. And if you tuned in to our Rutgers game earlier this evening, thank you very much for tuning in, and appreciate you coming back here for this one.
Hey, Saturdays are for the boys and definitely for the hockey boys. Like you said, great crowd here tonight as that one had an opportunity to go if a Susquehanna player was in there. But 30 seconds to go in the first period. Now a 2-on-1 back to the other direction. Catallo and Wines in on Susquehanna. Catallo scores! Bobby Catallo pulls the arrow back and fires it. And it's 1-0 here on the lucky 13th shot of the game for Widener.
That was a perfect shot there from Bobby Catallo, able to beat Aiden Farrell glove side. And I think Farrell might have been cheating a little bit that side, waiting for the pass back on that 2-on-1, was maybe thinking that Catallo was going to pass that puck, but he ripped that shot past the glove side of Farrell. It makes it a 1-0 game with 26.7 left to go here in the opening frame.
Catallo on the 14th shot of the game, gets his 13th, and now another 2-on-1 back the other direction. Mackley, and they score again! 5 seconds apart. Widener with a quick 2-0 lead, and it's Fontaine with his first of the night. Talk about a bang-bang couple of plays there for the Pride.
And that was a wicked shot there from Fontaine, from Mikey Fontaine. Again, another glove side goal there, beating Aiden Farrell. That was a rip there from Fontaine. A perfect shot.
Kind of wishing his last name was LaFontaine so I could say the Rick, because 'tis the season.
The Rick Jenner.
La 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 la. Mikey Fontaine. Mackley tried to make this a 3-goal lead, but that one sticked aside back into the netting. 7.8 to go in the opening period, and just like the snap of a fingers, it's a para-goal lead for the Pride with 8 seconds to go until intermission. Puck controlled there by Susquehanna, and they're going to try and kneel this out to get into the first intermission. But 2 last-minute goals for the Pride. Catallo scoring with 26 seconds to go, and Fontaine scoring his 4th of the year 6 seconds later to make it a 2-goal lead for Widener over the Riverhawks going into the second intermission, or the first intermission rather.
Yeah, those were some quick goals there. Catallo and Fontaine, some perfect shots. Catallo with that first one on the 2-on-1, and then Fontaine a sniped bar down just 6 seconds later. A great way to end the period here for Widener.
We'll step aside and take a quick break. You're watching Widener Pride Hockey here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Widener Pride AAU Ice Hockey, presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting, live here on YouTube. My name is Crow Pascal. Joining alongside me, as always, my wonderful co-host Trey Wright. And after the first period play, it's a 2-0 game in favor of the Pride.
Yeah, really couple of bang-bang plays there in the final minute of the first period. First, it was Bobby Catallo from David Bonsall scoring there with 26 seconds to go. It opened up the scoring. And then 6 seconds later, Mikey Fontaine sends it with a wicked shot there past Aiden Farrell to make it a 2-zip contest here. 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. And I'm interesting to see Widener continues to step on the gas. Here we go. Catallo and Pisano meeting at the dot, and we're off for the middle frame. Back in front of us, Catrambone will line that over into the Susquehanna end. Pisano tries to get it out, but it's kicked back into the zone by Ogborn. Pisano tried to take it away there from Catallo. Catallo skating with it. Clap bombs nearly redirected in front by Bonsall to get his second point of the night. Bonsall sticks it back to Catrambone. Those two play catch with it. It is lined back over to Wines. Jimmy Wines skating in the far corner, looking for options as he gets it back over to Catallo. Catallo pinned on the boards there by Pisano. Now Pisano will take it away before he's picked off by Wines. Wines back to Bonsall. Over to Ogborn. Ogborn puts one on net right in front. Catallo had it. Can't quite get it off his stick as Pisano saves the day and keeps Susquehanna back in this game.
That was a great effort there on the defensive end by Pisano. Has had a pretty good evening despite the 2-0 lead here for Widener. I think has 2 of the shots here tonight for the Riverhawks.
3 shots in total for Susquehanna. They started off the game strong with 2 straight shots. Pisano puts one high of the net, but Pisano is marginally the best player on this Riverhawks team, as that one sticked aside by Sweeney for his first save of the night, or the period rather. Ogborn trying to take that away there from Dima. Back in their own end. Menta with it. Sticked back into the behind the cage there by Granbaugh. Back on the other end. Nearly a 2-on-2 opportunity. It will be a 2-on-2 opportunity. Back the other way, and that one just squirts through. And now the net is off of its moorings, and we'll get a face-off. But that one literally ran parallel by about 6 inches with the red line. It doesn't get any closer than that, as it was either Mackley or Menta who just couldn't get it home.
I don't know how that didn't redirect into the net itself. I thought that was going to get redirected in by Farrell with his skate, and it would have just took a bounce into the back of the cage. But like you said, Trey, 6 inches just couldn't go into the cage as that shot fired from the point goes wide.
Mackley now with it. Rims it behind the net. Fontaine takes down a Susquehanna skater. That was Sebring who hit the ice. Good chance through traffic as Kennedy put one through downtown. Rauch will send that over to Mackley. Try to get it to Kennedy, but can't quite get there. Susquehanna on the break. That pass comes off of Rauch's stick and will come back over to Gilbert. Gilbert trying to extend this to a 3-0 lead, as Sebring will take that for the Riverhawks. Back over to Gilbert. He'll hit it off the dasher boards over to Rauch. Rauch up to Fontaine. Fontaine tried to spring Mackley in the low slot, but Mackley wasn't in a good position. Mackley taps L2, or LT rather, gets it over to Fontaine, back over to Mackley. He can't corral it. Still looking for options. He outdeeks Pisano when trying to get it through. Rauch had an opportunity midway through traffic, but couldn't get a stick to the puck.
Yeah, and Mackley just tried to go too high with that shot. He needed to put that one down and to the right. Had that right side of the cage, that glove side of Farrell open again. Widener have already beaten him twice on that side. Both goals beating Farrell on the glove side, as this one will go all the way down into the Widener zone.
And that one lined there high by Poole. Surprised they're not going to call that a delay of game, as he was trying to hit off the high glass, but went almost into the rafters there in their own end. But nonetheless, it'll be a face-off to the left-hand side of Ryan Sweeney, who is a perfect 4 for 4 so far in this contest, with 16:25 to go in the middle period. Zagraki now with it, rims it over to Rauch. Rauch trying to get Mackley on the stretch pass, but the pass too hot to handle as Burns sends that back into neutral territory. Zagraki about with it. Sends a clap bomb that nearly goes high and wide. Rauch now in control. Try to get Mackley there. Excuse me, that was Catalo. Actually, no, that was Mackley who was waiting there. Zagraki scores! Zagraki from the right circle puts one home, and it's 3-zip Pride.
That's a great shot there by Zagraki. 17th shot of the game, a 3-0 game. And this is exactly what Widener was looking to do coming out of that first intermission. Continue the pressure and just get another one here and keep piling it on. And they did so just there. Zagraki able to make it a 3-0 lead.
Zagraki, his first of the year for the Morton, Pennsylvania senior. So good for the defenseman there. Bonsall with it, gets it over to Catalo, but it's taken away there by the Riverhawks. Back over, LaGreca now with it, trying to get Susquehanna back into this game. That one took a funky bounce off of Sweeney's blocker, but he's able to cover it up for another stoppage. 15:30 to go here in the second period. Widener up 3-0 in case you were just tuning in. That one from LaGreca goes off the pillows of Sweeney. Cat Trombone trying to get it out of the zone. LaGreca trying to bring it back in, but Susquehanna just offside as Jack Donovan was about 5 feet away from Susquehanna, sending the puck back into the Widener zone. Off the draw, Pisano wins it. Gets it back over to a teammate, but it's collected there by Cat Trombone. In his own end, Bonsall tried to get it. Pass had a little bit too much mustard on it. Comes back over right in front. Nobody could get a stick on it as the puck trickled through the blue paint. Pisano now with it. Skating west, trying to take it to the house call, and he scores! A house call from Andrew Pisano gets Susquehanna on the board, and it's 3-1.
Another excellent shot there from Pisano. Like we said, has been really pushing for one here for Susquehanna and able to get one back here on their 6th shot of the game. Able to just bury that one off the post and in. Able to beat Sweeney. Blocker side off the iron.
Pisano, his 11th of the year on Susquehanna's 6th shot of the game. Finally, they solve Ryan Sweeney. And the Riverhawks back in this contest. Still plenty of hockey to be played between these two clubs. That one rimmed along the half wall. Taken away there by Gilbert. Gilbert now with it. Halts it, gets to Menta. Menta sends it up, but that one goes off of Poole's toe. Back into Susquehanna territory. Widener now with it in their own end. Back into neutral ice. It's Sebring with it. Try to spring Seawright over in the slot, but couldn't get a shot out, or a pass to go. Now it's Zagraki with it. Zagraki gets it up to Menta. Daniel Menta skating north with it now. He'll put it on net and collected there by Farrell.
And Menta, a good job just to put that one on net, forcing Farrell to cover up and hold on to the puck for the offensive draw. Shots 19-7 here with 13:50 left to go here in this second period. Seems like the second moving a lot faster than the first did.
Yeah, we saw a lot of stoppages in that first frame. Now we're already nearing the halfway point through tonight's contest. LaGreca with it. Backhands it over, but Ogborn intercepts it. Gets it to Rauch, who flips it over back to Mackley. Right in front, Fontaine was looking for it, but couldn't get it. Pisano sends it off the high glass. Catrambone able to keep it in the zone. Mackley sticks with it. He's tried to spring Fontaine there in the low slot. Is that one taken away there? As Pisano had a great block and now a 2-on-2 opportunity back the other direction. Big hit there. Donovan was able to block it. Back over to Dima. Shot from the point there goes wide. That was Burns, who had a pretty big howitzer. Pisano looking for his second of the game, and that one goes wide. Back over. Donovan now with it. That one taken out of the zone as Burns comes back to collect.
And Pisano with another great opportunity there. Nearly got that one to go 5-hole as this one tipped forward yet again here for Donovan.
Someone's stick gets launched up in the crowd. Now we're going to have a delayed penalty.
And this is going to go against Widener here. Pisano's stick got launched up into the air. And Mackley will go to the box. Mackley before, when the play was over in the other end trying to drive to net, it was a call. It was looking for a call. Didn't get one and then goes back the other way. And once again, Widener going to the penalty kill here. Second penalty of the game. Did a really good job on the first penalty kill to kill it off. Will have to do so once again here with the 2-goal lead. Shots 20-7 here with 12:41 left to go. Here on the penalty kill, now here for Widener.
The shot's definitely looking lopsided in favor of Widener, but like you were said, Widener 1 for 1 on the PK so far. Susquehanna looking to get back into this game, but it's Burns with it. The Lehighton native trying to get it on for a power play goal. Gets back to LaGreca. LaGreca dancing with it, sends it back to Burns. Over to Pisano at the point. Pisano to the other end, trying to get one. That one just sails wide. Bonsall will take it out of the Widener end. Pisano back to collect. The Riverhawks tacking up. Bonsall with it. That was Gilbert who sends it up for Bonsall. Bonsall on the other end, and a great block there from Pisano, preventing a golden short-handed opportunity for Widener. Back the other direction. Pisano sticked off of Sweeney. Gets it over low slot there. Pisano back to collect in the bumpers position. Pisano dancing with it, trying to put it. Loose puck right in front. Sweeney doesn't know where it is. That one collected there by LaGreca. And he's able to get Donovan over on the far point. Back to Pisano. Pisano was trying to get a redirect there down Broadway, but couldn't get it. Pisano with it again. 44 seconds to go on the Mackley interference. Pisano winds it and he scores again.
That was a wicked shot there from Pisano. Absolutely nailed that. And it seems like the net might be off its moorings here. I don't think it's going to make a difference here. And I think that goal is going to count. And indeed it will count, and it will be goal number 2 for Andrew Pisano. Another rip beating Sweeney on the blocker side. A perfect shot there from just inside the far side circle.
Yeah, great opportunity there from Pisano, and he took it. He has definitely been doing the grunt work for the Susquehanna team. Widener down back to having only a 1-goal lead, as Catrambone with a massive hit at the point. Catrambone, that was another hit there, as that one just goes wide. Fontaine right in front. Mackley trying to send it home. Now a clap bomb there from Ogborn just goes wide.
And I think that actually went off the iron there as Mackley got a stick to it on the deflection. Now it's cleared by Susquehanna.
Riverhawks finally clear it out as Catrambone goes into his own end to take the puck. Over to Rauch. Nearly taken away there by Sebring. As intercepted there, but just offsides was Tieran Hecht, who would have had a great opportunity down through the entire slot if he could just stay on side. But 3-2 right now, approaching the midway point through the first period. Shot an incredible 21-9.
Yeah, this has been a very, very intense second period. A great pushback here from Susquehanna. really applying the pressure here in the second after Widener came out hot and got the first goal of the period, their third of the game, and then 2-1 answered here from Susquehanna.
Catalo now with it, trying to set up something for Widener. At the midway point through tonight's matchup between the Pride and the Riverhawks, insert your Bon Jovi reference here. But back behind his own cage is Zagraki. Sends it into neutral territory, trying to spring Catalo on some sort of chance, but taken away there by Kurt Grambois. Sticked in there, was looking for Sebring as Bonsall sends that one in on net. And it's deflected there by Aiden Farrell up into the netting. With 9:35 to go in the second period. Once again, I'd like to thank all of you guys for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Widener Pride AAU Hockey. Our third broadcast of the season, first here on Rink 3, which, to tell you the truth, Carol, this feels pretty comfy up here in the broadcast booth.
It certainly does, instead of being down in the score box having to do the games. I was going to mention that before in the pregame, even though we started a little bit late. But yeah, being up here, usually where the Philadelphia Little Flyers play, up here in their broadcast booth, really appreciate IceWorks letting us use this space and being able to broadcast from up here. For all of you guys tuning in to this one here this evening, as Susquehanna back the other way, able to dump into the zone.
And that was nearly a disaster there as Zagraki came within a couple inches of hitting his head on the stanchion. Conway with it. Sends it out into the neutral zone where it's collected there by LaGreca. Over to Pisano. Taking it up for Dima. Dima trying to skate through a couple of Pride skaters there. Or Kennedy will finally wire this out of the zone. Conway with it. Back over to Mackley. Puck goes back in the Susquehanna end. Widener with a change. Susquehanna trying to catch them on it. 2-on-4 for Susquehanna as LaGreca takes it behind Sweeney. Right in front, Donovan with a point-blank chance, but he didn't get any power on the shot, and an easy save there for Ryan Sweeney.
Yeah, and Sweeney able to shut the door there, 5-hole, as Donovan tried to put that one in between the legs. A great opportunity for Susquehanna, nearly tied the game up on just their 11th shot of the game. Shots 22-10 here in this one with 8:26 left to go here in the middle frame.
Off the draw, Fontaine wins it, gets it over to Mackley. Mackley has space on the far end, trying to make this back to a two-goal game. Taken away there by Moyer. Back the other direction. It's Grambaugh with it. Mackley sticks it back into neutral territory, where Fontaine tried to get there, but it's taken away there by Cameron Fosinski. Grambaugh over to Sebring. Collecting it is Cat Trambone with 7:48 to go in the second period. Collecting it back there is Sebring. Taken behind their own cage is Grambaugh as he shoves Cat Trambone back down the ice. Excuse me, that was Rauch who got flinged down there on the corner. Cat Trambone with it. Fanned on the shot, elects to just dump it into the half wall. That one rides the tracks and taken away there by Susquehanna. Riverhawks down by only a goal here as Moyer now with it. Loses possession of it, scramble for the puck, but it's finally corralled by Cat Trambone. Roush now with it. Now right in front. A big save there by Ryan Sweeney as Charles Seawright had a good opportunity up close and in his grill.
Yeah, and Sweeney having to make a few crucial saves here in the last couple minutes as Susquehanna trying to really put some pressure on and tie this game up at 3. Putting their top line back out once again. Pisano on hat trick watch here in this one, already with 2 as face-off 1 here by Widener.
He scores the next goal. Is back the other way. Catalo looking for his second. Pulls up and doesn't get the shot off. Had a great chance for his second red light of the night, but couldn't get it.
And I think he just slowed up a little bit too much there on that breakaway chance. Slowed up a little bit too much. Tried to go to the backhand when he should have just maybe shot that instead.
Gets back over to Kennedy. Kennedy up for Catalo. Skating in the other direction, trying to get it again. Catalo up for Bonsall, looking for the redirect in the low slot, but couldn't get it. Pisano with the puck. On natural hat trick watch, in fact. Puck doesn't travel. Taken back by... Goes off the stick of Wines. And we'll go into the rafters here, so we'll have another stoppage with 5:55 to go in the game. In the period, rather. 3-2 over Susquehanna. Been a good one so far. In case you were just tuning in, is 2-on-2 back the other way. Menta trying to get it. Conway in his own, back in the Susquehanna corner. Pisano gets dumped into the boards by Menta, and Menta's going to go to the box for a boarding. That was a titanic hit from Daniel Menta on Pisano. And it's great to see Pisano getting up after that massive hit. Refs are going to talk it over to see if it's going to be 2 or 5. Still going to talk it over, but I tell you, Daniel Menta, who sits at 5'4", 130, threw a Brendan Smith looking hit there, or a Scott Stevens looking hit. Is that what I was trying to think? But I haven't seen anybody throw a hit like that in a while, Carollo.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen something like that. That was a green light collision. And looking back at it, was scrolling back through on the stream here. That was pretty much textbook boarding to a T.
It was 100% textbook boarding. Numbers were clear as day. And good to see Pisano back up on his skates, and he'll take it to the house, trying to get his third of the period. Pisano still dancing with it. Sends it across the ice, right in front. That one rebounded off of Sweeney, but he's thankfully able to cover that one up. Did end up only being a 2-minute minor for Menta. But still can't get over that hit. Face-off controlled by Susquehanna. Now taken away there by Wines. Wines up for Catalo. Catalo looking for a shorthanded goal and sends it back into the neutral zone. 1:11 to go on the Menta boarding minor. Widener 1 for 2 on the penalty kill so far tonight. Pisano trying to get something going again, but it's kept in by Ogborn. Ogborn wanted Catalo, and he nearly got that, but just barely redirected into the glove of Aiden Farrell.
Oh my goodness. Aiden Farrell, throw that one on your highlight reel. What a save. Robbing Catalo right in front on that redirect. Almost a for sure goal robbed away there by Farrell. Has made a lot of good saves here in this second period, keeping this a 1-goal game. That one, the biggest one.
Definitely stood on his head so far tonight as that one corralled by Wines. Decides to take it behind the cage. Over to Ogborn, right in front. Widener looking like they're on a power play here. As taken away there by Susquehanna. 38 seconds to go in the boarding minor. Puck right in front. Knocked down there by Pisano. Pisano looking for the power play goal. Trying to get it on Sweeney, and that one's just blocker aside there by Ryan. Big hit there by Catalo as LaGreca's tied up with it. Pisano tried to keep it in the zone, but it's brought back out. Now back the other way. Wines with it. Short-handed on Farrell. He gets it. He scores! With 9 seconds to go in the penalty, Jimmy Wines scores short-handed, and it's back to a 2-goal lead for the Pride.
Yeah, and that's a great goal there from Wines, just able to outweight Farrell, and I understand why he hesitated there on that call. I thought Farrell might have gotten a piece of that with his skate blade and knocked it out, but Wines able to sneak that one in and get it just underneath the pad enough to give Widener back their 2-goal lead. And that's a big one to boot here on the shorthanded.
It definitely is, as Wines gets his 7th of the season shorthanded, and it's back to a 2-goal lead with 3:40 to go in the second period. Still plenty of hockey to be played as the penalty expires. Gilbert with it, puts one on net. That one rebounds off of Farrell. Sticked in, still trapped in the neutral zone. Mackley now with it. Danny Mackley trying to get back to a 3-goal lead. Puts one on, blocker aside there. Puck is still loose and he scores! Rauch with his first of the night. And it's a 5-2 game with 3:11 to go in the second. Bang, bang go the fireworks as Rauch gets his second of the year.
And Rauch does a good job there to just stay with that play, stay with that puck. Bounced around in front. Defenseman could have cleared it from outside right in front of his own goaltender. And Rauch just right time, right place, driving to the net mouth and able to pot that one into the back of the cage. A fantastic play there, staying hungry on that puck and able to just get right to the net, drive to the net, and pick up the loose change and make it a 3-goal game now.
Pisano with a drive that gets gloved down there by Sweeney. Really the only Riverhawk that's produced anything offensively. I think he's got 10 shots of Susquehanna's 14. He's got their only 2 goals in this game, but shots 29-14 in favor of Widener. And we'll redo that face-off there as someone had a bit of a false start, but 5-2 with the last 2 goals coming about 30-45 seconds apart. A couple of really bang-bang plays from this team as that one trickles wide of net. Puck sent right out in front. Nobody knows where it is, and that one nearly put in the back of the net by Dima. Menta skating with it. Alexa just dumping and chase with 2:44 to go in the second period. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy skates it back to Menta. Menta trying to chase it on the back check. And Widener will break up the Susquehanna opportunity. And that one will just deflect into the benches. And we'll get a stoppage with 2:28 to go. In the middle period, it is all Widener in the last 5 minutes of this game.
For sure. It's been pretty much ever since that hit from Menta, it's been pretty much all Widener. That hit from Menta really sparking the team, even though it was a penalty, which it was a textbook boarding penalty. Regardless, that big hit sparking this team as that one sticked aside.
Taken away by Bonsall in the far corner. Springs Catalo in another 2-on-1 opportunity. Back the other way for Widener. Catalo over to Wines. Can't collect it. And he's brought down there by Farrell.
Yeah, and that pass just a little bit too hard to handle. Catalo put it behind Wines. Couldn't get it towards the net. Bit of a trying to do a bit too much there. I think Catalo maybe should have shot that puck there on that 2-on-1. Maybe should have looked for that far pad. Kept it low and looking for Wines on the rebound instead tried to go for the pass when it ended up behind Wines and ended up not even going on goal.
Catalo still dancing with the puck. He out-deked Burns. Now looking for options, but it's taken away there by Grambois. Grambois, the captain of this Susquehanna team, will get it up to Donovan before he loses possession of the puck with a buck 19 to go in the middle frame. Mackley over to Wines. Wines will dump it and chase it. That one goes on net where Farrell will set it on a platter and set it up there for Fosinski. Susquehanna back on the other direction. A minute to go in the second period. Sebring with it. Try to get it over for C. Wright. And back the other way is Cataldo. Massive missile there from Bobby Cataldo that just goes wide, and thankful for, in Farrell's thankful it went wide because that probably would have put a hole through his glove. 37 seconds to go in the second period. Susquehanna looking for one last gas to bring themselves into the second intermission. Down 3 to Widener. Mackley with it, back up at the point to Ogborn. He sends one on net and scores! Connor Ogborn from way downtown makes it a 6-2 game.
That's a perfect shot there from Ogborn, able to put it in through traffic. And the coaches for Widener over on the bench is saying that's what you got to do. Just put it on net and good things will happen. And Ogborn doing just that from the blue line, putting it through a bunch of players in front and able to get it past Farrell. Low blocker side. And instead of it being a 3-0 deficit going into the intermission, it's going to be a 4-0 deficit. Or a 4-goal deficit, I should say, here for Susquehanna, unless Widener can get one quickly again. That one gloved down by Farrell. A tricky shot to handle as he played it away.
Yeah, that was Zagrocki looking for his second of the period. 3, 2, 1. Time expires. A 4-goal second period for Widener. They lead Susquehanna 6-2 going into the second intermission. A couple of beautiful goals and a lot of goals in this period. 6 goals in total from either team.
Well, that's a 5-goal second period there for both teams combined. 3 more for Widener and then 2 for Susquehanna. But either way, a 4-goal lead for the Widener Pride heading into the second intermission. We're going to step aside, take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the third period of action for you.
It was 2-0.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching Widener Pride AAU Ice Hockey presented by Breakout Sports Broadcasting live here on YouTube. My name is Carl Pascal, joined alongside by my wonderful co-host Trey Wright. And after 2 periods of play, it's a 6-2 game in favor of the Pride. Shots 32-16 here after the second intermission.
Yeah, Widener really opening up in the middle frame there with 4 goals over Susquehanna. That was Fontaine, Rauch, Wines, and Ogborn all getting on the score sheet here tonight for the Pride. On the other end of the ice, it's Andrew Pisana, who's got a pair of goals for Susquehanna, so he is on hat-trick watch tonight. But like you said, shots 32-16, double the amount of shots for Widener. Now we're off the third and hopefully final period of play here tonight. Cat Trombone starts off the period with a pass that goes just wide, taken away there by Burns. Burns, stretch pass over to Pisano. Pisano on hat-trick watch here tonight, looking for his third of the game and trying to get his Riverhawks team back into this contest. Catallo sends one back to the point for Ogborn. Ogborn, but to Bonsall. Bonsall puts one on net. That one deflected there by Farrell. That was another shot there. Nobody home to put it in. And it's taken away is a big hit there from Bonsall. He laid the boom there on Liam Dima. Catallo now with it. He's going to just be barely called offsides, and he is looking all over to see where he was offsides and if there was anybody else that was offsides. Catallo with 2 points on the night so far, a goal and an assist. Gavin Rauch and Danny Mackley, the other 2 Widener skaters with multiple points here tonight. Rauch with a goal and an assist, Mackley with a pair of helpers. Back the other direction, Rauch looking for his second of the night and third point of the evening. Gets it over to Mackley. Mackley sticked away there by Seawright. It gets it to Zagraki. Interrupted there was LaGreca. LaGreca now trying to fight for it with Rauch. Taken away there by Gilbert. Tracking back with it is Gilbert, in fact. Takes it behind his own cage and rims it over to Mackley. Mackley backhands it over to Rauch. Long range pass, and that one trying to get Fontaine. He'll get it off the hash mark or the dasher boards. Mackley trying to track back with it. Instead, it'll come back to Rauch. Rauch. Instead, that puck is taken away there by Sebring, and that one right in front on the doorstep. Mackley couldn't send it home.
Yeah, Fontaine was there as well, trying to put that one 5-hole and just get it underneath the pad as well. As this one sent over to Rauch, he sends it forward looking for the change.
And a big hit there by Fontaine. Excuse me, that was Fontaine over on the other side. Nice little trick shot there from Sweeney. He'll take it into his own glove and stop play. 2:10 into the third period. Still 6-2, but a pair of shots leading off for this third period. Conway and Pisano will meet at the dot. Pisano, like we were talking about, looking for his third of the night, trying to get the Riverhawks back into this contest, but it's going to be a tall order. Menta with it. Interrupted there by Pisano, and that one nearly squeezed through the 5-hole of Ryan Sweeney, but he's able to cover it up.
And that's a good cover there from Sweeney, able to jump on top of that loose rebound. As we'll get the forward change here for Widener. This top line coming back out on the ice here for the Pride of Bonsall, Catallo, and Wines. Catallo and Wines both with a goal here in this game. That one goes in towards the crease, trying to cover up. There is Sweeney, and we get the whistle.
Yeah,
the referee's lost sight of it.
Yeah, that was Pisana who jammed at it about 3 or 4 times looking for the hat trick. Unable to get it across the line. But this top line has produced tonight. In fact, the top 6 have produced tonight, with everybody on the top 6 getting points for this team. Bonsall with an assist, Catallo with a goal and a helper, Wines with a goal, Mackley with 2 assists, Fontaine with the goal, and Rauch with a split even with a goal and an assist. The top 6 contributing all across the board to the 6-2 lead. The only outlier there is Connor Ogborn, who had a shot from long range to close out the second period. Pisano gets on his horse, skating west with it, or east with it, rather. Back in the other direction, taken there by Grambois. Grambois sends one on net, but doesn't quite get there as Catrambone blocks it. Bonsall loses track of it. Donovan couldn't quite get it. Catrambone loses his stick as it's sent back to Pisano at the point, who flutters a weak shot about a foot wide of the net. Cataldo back the other way, has a little bit of space. In on Farrell, trying to get through a couple of Riverhawks. Backhands one, he scores! A nifty backhanded bar down shot, and it's a 7-2 game for Cataldo's second of the night.
And man, I wish we had reaction cams up here. That was a filthy goal there by Bobby Cataldo. What a move to get by the defenders, and a wicked backhander there to knock it in off the right post and put that one into the back of the cage. That was a highlight reel effort there by Bobby Cataldo, all on his own, walked in and got it done. A fantastic play by Cataldo for second of this evening.
There's a reason that he leads this team in points with his third point of the night. And it's just for being able to make house calls like that, Carollo, as Poole sends it back the other direction, looking to extend this lead to 6. Mento with the puck. Held there a little bit there by LaGreca. Taken away right in front. Poole on the doorstep, couldn't get it as it just went wide. Tracking back with it is Moyer. Moyer back the other way. Getting it over to Seawright. Seawright back to Moyer. Try to get it back to Seabright, but was blocked there by Gilbert, who will send that into the netting, and we'll get a stoppage here. But again, that was a nasty goal by Bobby Cataldo. Put that one on the highlight reel and take a bow, Bobby. What a season he's having. Came in tonight with 18 points. He's got 2 goals and an assist so far to extend that to a team leading 21 points. And he's just been on fire.
Yeah, he's had one heck of a season so far. 21 points in now just 14 games as we got a 2-on-1 back the other way.
Menta's onside, and he tried to baseball bat it in, but couldn't quite get it on there. Conway with it. Back over to Menta. Sticks it behind the cage, was taken by LaGreca. He'll get it to Moyer. Get it out of the zone. Widener has to tag up as it was Gilbert who sent that back in. Back the other direction, that will go all the way down, but that will be an icing. Zagraki with it. Taken away there as Mackley has to track back and take the rubber. And he'll take it himself. 3-on-3 back the other direction as Zagraki just barely stays on sides. Mackley with the nifty little move and puts a missile right into the breadbasket of Farrell.
Yeah, Mackley with the slick mitts there to just drive to the net with a nice little move to get by the defender, the little toe drag to get by and get that shot off. A great opportunity to make this an 8-2 game, 37 shots to 18 now in favor of Widener, looking to extend it even more.
Susquehanna wins the draw. It's taken there by Grambois, but it's taken away back. Catrambone sent one in, but it's deflected and up into the netting. 14:48 to go in the third period. Score 7-2. Widener in favor over Susquehanna. And it's been a really great game so far for this entire Pride squad. Face-off controlled by the Pride. Taken away there. And now a 2-on-0 opportunity if they can hurry. Here comes Savannah right in front. Big save there by Sweeney as he got blocked Pisano's shot, who was looking for the Hattie.
Yeah, that's a great save there from Sweeney. Read that shot clean there from Pisano and able to make the glove save.
Back the other direction. Taken away there by Susquehanna. Backdoor pass back over to Grambois. Tried to spring it over for Dima, but can't get it. Now tracking back with it is Pisano, and he'll hold up with it behind his own cage. He'll send it up ice for Dima, but he can't corral it. Back over to Pisano. Pisano sends one off the dasher boards. The other end of the ice. And it's brought back behind Farrell's cage. Pisano sends one up, taken over to Ogborn.
Yeah, and Pisano's basically playing as a third defenseman here on the rest of this shift. Hasn't moved from in front of his net as that one goes trickling wide.
And right in front, they can't get it to go as Widener was looking for a shot. That was Rauch looking for his second of the night. Ogborn skating with it. Right in front! A magnificent chance there for Matthew Kennedy, but he can't get it. Kennedy, excuse me, that's Fontaine actually trying to get it. Back to Pisano. He almost gets leveled by Rauch, but is able to hold cervix. Ogborn with it, sends it across as Pisano whacks it. Finally brought back out of the zone. Catrambone. Back over for Widener. Trying to set back the Pride to try and make this a 6-goal game. Taken away by Sebring. Pass deflected off as Farrell has to play that himself over to the near wall to Seawright. Over to Grambois. 12:40 to go in the third period. Sebring was trying to get it. It's taken and played by Kennedy off the boards. Bonsall tracking back for it, gets it over to Catallo. Catallo spins back, avoids a hit from Sebring. Puck right in front, and Wines nearly had his second of the night. A great opportunity as that one just goes wide.
Yeah, that was a great save there from Farrell, and that one trickles just wide. I think he got another piece of it. That one again goes wide on the doorstep, and that one goes in. Catallo, I think, is going to get the credit for that one. He put the shot on, and it just trickled through Farrell.
I think it is going to be Catallo. He's first in the Selly line, so yet another hat trick for Bobby Catallo. If I'm not mistaken, that's at least his fourth of the season. His second whenever we're broadcasting games, so I guess we're his good luck charm, but Catallo, 4-point night for the freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, he is going to be a huge asset for this team for a long time to come.
Yeah, for sure, and he's now up to 15 goals in 14 games, now eclipsing the goal-a-game mark. Extremely impressive for the Philadelphia freshman.
You could call him the Philly Phenom with how he's been playing. But it's a 6-goal game here, 8-2 with 11:57 to go in the third period. Pisano puts one on and was just about an inch away from hitting pay dirt for a hat trick. You could hear that ping from all the way over here as Burns will send one to the other end of the ice.
That might be one of the crispiest pings I've heard in a long time.
Especially at the AAU level. I've heard some crispier pings, say at the ACHA level, especially with rider streams. They've got some pretty loud iron over at Iceland as Pisano looking for another shot there. Burns sends one in, try to get it for Pisano. That one will trickle wide. Zagraki behind the net. Spins around in the opposite direction to evade Donovan. We'll get it to Menta. Menta along the near wall. Gets it up to Ogborn. No, that is Conway, who sends it back for Kennedy. Kennedy rims it along the half wall, try to get it to Poole, and that one will just trickle out as Poole blew a tire. Widener has to tag up. Pisano trying to dig it away from Zagraki. Zagraki will take it away, but it's taken away from him there by Susquehanna. Pisano doing the work of an entire line from the Susquehanna team. They're just trying to generate as many chances as possible for them. Puck sent in, but icing is going to be waved off. Zagraki sends one in over to Mackley. Mackley has the puck stripped away from him, and it's back for Pisano, who gets laid in the boards by Rauch. Kennedy now rims it around. Gets over to Fontaine. Catrambone looking for it. Now the redirect. It looked like the puck went into the netting.
I think it hit the glass just under it. As we'll continue here. Just took a funny bounce off the glass there.
That one chopped out of the zone by Dima. You could hear that from a mile away. Kennedy comes back to collect. Under 10 minutes to go in the third period, 8-2 in favor of the Pride. Fontaine will rim it around, just trying to drain as much clock as possible. We'll go back to Ogborn. Ogborn was looking for someone in the slot, but nobody in was home wearing white. Now back the other direction comes Susquehanna. Moyer in on Sweeney, but a massive shot away there from Sweeney. And back the other direction, a huge hit from Fontaine.
The big reverse check there from Fontaine, a green light collision there. What a check from Fontaine there on the reverse hit.
Now in the slot, Mackley can't put it in. Sebring gave Fontaine a check. Widener out now with it. It's Gilbert who sends it behind the net. Ogborn with it. Sending it behind the cage. Dancing with it, looking for options. Lost control of it. It's taken away by a gaggle of Hawks. Gilbert back to Ogborn. Ogborn will just play it in. Decides to put one on net. And a good deflection save there from Farrell to stop play. Now it's 8:33 to go in the third period. Approaching the 50-shot mark for Widener, who have already put 8 on the board, past Aiden Farrell, and looking to increase their lead over Susquehanna. Shot controlled there by Pisano, trying to take it himself. He outskates a couple of Pride skaters. 3-on-2 the other direction if they can hurry. And that one just flutters. Kept it in the zone there by LaGreca. Thought that was out of play there for a second.
I think LaGreca maybe should have shot that puck instead of trying to dance through, and I think we're going to get an icing or not. It seems like no icing as Farrell just covered that puck up.
And that one went just past him. Icing was waved off and it redirected right under his pad. And he's able to make the stop with just a few clicks over 8 minutes to go in this one. Conway at the dot. They'll win the draw with Burns, but it comes back to Ogborn. Intercepted there by Pisano. They'll try and get it up to Dima. Dima is there just offside. That was Moyer, I believe, who was caught on the other end of the blue line. So it'll be a face-off outside the Widener zone. Pisano and Conway meet at the dot. It'll be Pisano with the face-off win. He'll get it to Burns, who will send it around the corner. Gets it up ice as Poole with it. He hits the ice. Send it back to Donovan. Somebody lost it in their skates. Is taken away there by Menta. And he'll send one on net that's sticked aside. Back the other way. Catrambone back to collect for Widener. Pride have to reset with 7:19 to go in the period. Had a couple of nifty moves there to keep the puck, and he'll take it up to Menta. Menta to Conway, but it's taken away there by Grambois. The two teams will play tic-tac-toe with it for a couple of seconds. It comes back to Catrambone. Now Zagraki with an opportunity. He's got a little bit of space, waiting for reinforcements. He's just going to take it to the house and score.
And that was a wicked shot there from Mackley. Able to bury that sharp angle, bit of almost just below the hash marks there on the outside of the circle. Wired that into the top right corner and able to beat Farrell glove side again.
A beautiful wrist shot from the Ovechkin office for Mackley's third point of the night. And it's a 9-2 game with 6:52 to go. And if you're Susquehanna, you just want to get out of here. Seawright sends it into the zone. Susquehanna just trying to lessen the damage as it's Kennedy who takes it. Gets it back to Fontaine. Fontaine right in front as a big hit there from Rauch on Grambois. Now it's Mackley with it. Looking for his 4th point of the night. A couple of nifty moves, and he backhands it on Farrell, but he can't solve him. Back the other direction. Sebring over for Hecht. Big save there, and that's gloved down by Sweeney for his 18th save of the night. A fantastic night for Ryan Sweeney.
Yeah, he's definitely had a good evening so far. 6:13 left to go here in this third period. Shots 44-20. A 9-2 game in favor of the Widener Pride. Thank you for tuning into this one so far. It's been a good one here for the Pride. If you're just tuning in, like I said, a 9-2 game in favor of Widener here with 6 minutes left to go in the third frame.
Catalo looking for a Baker's hat trick here tonight, skating into the Susquehanna zone. He puts one on the side of the net. Thought that went in there for a split second, but it comes back out. Zagraki with it. Couple of really nifty moves right in front at Bonsall with it. It could not finish it. Kennedy puts one on net, but that one sticked aside. Puck right out in front. Can't get it to go. Now it's Bonsall with it. Here in the mid slot, gets it back to Zagraki. Zagraki sends one on net. That's taken away by Farrell.
And I don't think Farrell knew where that puck was. He ended up having it in his pads. Able to squeeze the pillows together and make the save.
Yeah, and that was some really nifty moves there from Zagraki, and had one right on a silver platter for Bonsall, but he couldn't quite get it for the 10th goal of the night. But still, 5:27 to go, so plenty of time for Widener to hit the double digits. But it's been an overall old-school butt-whooping here for the Pride. Pisano, puck comes out of his reach, and it comes back over to Menta. Hitting the corner, Zagraki takes it at the point. Now back the other direction, Menta, mano-y-mano. Excuse me, that's Pisano with it. Sends one on, waffle board aside there by Sweeney. Another waffle board there from Ryan Sweeney. 2 consecutive blocker saves as Menta now with it. Back over to Conway. Conway with Menta with him, but it's sticked aside there by LaGreca. Taken away there. Conway tracking back with it again. Burns sends it up for Pisano. And he'll give it over to back to Burns. Back the other direction. It's LaGreca with it, and that's a big hit there from Menta again, who has been playing wrecking ball for this Widener squad. Conway back the other direction, loses the puck, and he'll be hitting the corner.
That was actually Zagraki who tried to throw that hit. And if he connected with all of it, that would have been a big-time collision. As Pisano with it now in the zone, dancing around, a big collision there with Cat Rambone. Pisano still able to keep it in, walking, looking to get the shot off, and it gets deflected into the corner.
Another green light hit as Cat Rambone hits the deck. Pisano throws a check of his own there on Mackley. Zagraki collects it again, winds it around. Fontaine with it, icing waved off as Fontaine at a half step at the hash marks. Now Fontaine sets it up right in front. Mackley couldn't get it. Puck is still loose as Rauch was on his rear end. And the puck will come out of play, slide in the other end of the ice. An icing waved off, full sail line change for Susquehanna.
Surprised they waved that icing off, to be honest. Guess they said that Widener was able to play that puck, which, to be honest, they probably could have.
It's also 9-2 with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
got to factor that into it as well.
Yeah, it's 3:10 left to go here in this third, a 9-2 game, and it's already 11:40. Sure, the referees want to get out of here just as much.
Yeah, Saturday night is all right for getting home after a nice hockey game as Fontaine sends a missile that was blocked in front there by Grambois. Sebring with it. Trying to take it himself. Trying to dig it. He'll out-deke a couple of them, but sends it wide of net. Or Mackley back to collect. 2:43 to go in the game. Mackley trying to extend the lead for Widener. Had Catalo on the left-hand side, but was not far enough in front to make anything of it.
And we're going to get a penalty here on Catalo. It's going to be a holding call as he grabbed the leg there. of Sebring.
And Catalo's been now officially all over the score sheet here tonight. 3 goals, an assist, and a pair of penalty minutes for Bobby Catalo. So he'll go to the box for 2 minutes. Widener crowd
Giving them the
business.
Susquehanna the business, yeah. They've been chirping all night. After they went up 3-0, this fan base here from Widener has been giving Susquehanna the business here with the chirps.
Off the draw, Donovan sends one on net, and it's covered there by Ryan Sweeney. His 23rd shot, or 22nd save of the evening. Been a big reason this Widener team has been able to pour on the goals on the other end of the ice. Puck brought out of the zone with 1:50 to go in the Catalo interference minor. Back in his own zone is Pisano. Trying to skate the length of the ice is Pisano. Still with it, sends it on net, collecting his own rebound as Sweeney lost the puck, but it's taken away there by Fontaine. Ogborn sends it out to the other end of the ice. Farrell will set it up for Donovan as they look to get at least one more goal here tonight. Shot from outside the zone there from Fontaine, trying to catch Farrell off guard. Taken away by Susquehanna. Bit of a miscommunication there, but it's finally taken there by Dima. Ogborn intercepts it and brings it back out of neutral territory where it's taken by Pisano. Pisano sets it up for Donovan. Under 2 minutes to play in the third period. Sent the length of the ice back over to Farrell. Susquehanna just trying to get out of here tonight. But what a massive win this will be for Widener in the next minute and 5 seconds. With 30 seconds to go on the penalty kill. And Widener did it all tonight without having a single power play.
Yeah, everything has been even strength except for the one shorthanded goal by Wines. And Widener just the better team here in this one. That one in on goal blocked away. Still 7 seconds left to go here. The power plays. We're down to the final 30 seconds and change here of this third period. But like you were saying, Trey, a massive, massive win here for Widener. Going to be their 6th win of the game, or 6th win of the season.
5th win, actually, I think. 6th win, excuse me. But final 15 seconds of this one. Susquehanna just trying to bleed out the clock. Pisano will stick it aside. And as the crowd counts down the seconds here, Widener comes out on top, a 9-2 victory over the Susquehanna Riverhawks, and they move to their 6th win of the season and move to 6-7-0 on the year.
And they come right over to the crowd, saluting their fans as they will skate off with the 9-2 victory. A great performance by Ryan Sweeney in net. Shots 50-26 at the end of it. A great, great win here for Widener.
Yeah, huge win there. Of course, Bobby Catalo, a 4-point night with a hat trick and an assist. Danny Mackley with 3 points. He got the goal and a couple of helpers there tonight. And then Ryan Sweeney with a 24-save performance in net gets the job done here. But that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Your final score, Widener 9, Susquehanna 2. The Pride moved to 6-7-0 on the season. And we're not done for BSB hockey just yet this weekend, Corallo.
No, we are definitely not. We got 2 more games slated for tomorrow, potentially our last 2 games of the calendar year for 2023. Those games, a Rutgers game and a Ramapo game. Rutgers set for a 5:45 p.m. start. Meanwhile, Ramapo set for 8 p.m. So some more AAU hockey slated for this weekend tomorrow. late afternoon and tomorrow night to end out the beginning of December and potentially our coverage for 2023. And if it is, we'll see you back in 2024. But that's going to wrap it up for this one here tonight before we kick things off with tomorrow's game, starting with Rutgers. But either way, a 9-2 win here for Widener this evening, defeating the Susquehanna University Riverhawks. Final shots 50-26. My name's Carl Pascal. He's Trey Wright, and have a great night, everybody.